Hey everyone, it's April, and I thought I'd hop on here and show you how I make my meatloaf. Which I'm actually going to make it a little bit different today, so we'll see. Okay, we had bought some hamburger patties over the weekend for Mother's Day, and kind of tired of eating hamburgers, so I'm just taking these patties and we're going to try to make some meatloaf. Because we sure don't want this hamburger to ruin. Alright, so there's my hamburger. It's hard. About a tablespoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and then minced onions. I think a teaspoon of, that's a little over a teaspoon. Now, if you all remember, if you've been watching me for any period of time, I have told y'all from the start, I cook with love, so it's hard for me to kind of measure. I usually just sprinkle, so I'm trying to get to where I can measure to give you guys an actual measurement. As far as salt and pepper, just do it to taste. I would say that was at least half teaspoon. About a teaspoon of paprika. Crackers. Most of the time I end up using about one full sleeve of crackers. Okay, you're going to need an egg. That's your binder. That kind of helps bind everything together. I'm going to throw in about a handful of, so that's probably about a fourth to a third cup of diced peppers. Those are peppers I grew last year, and I just diced them up and stuck them in my freezer. Then I'm going to add some tomato sauce. I've done opened the can, but you can see. Now this is way too big of a can. It's like a 29-ounce can. I definitely will not be using that much. That's probably a half cup. I've got something here I've not tried. It is onion jam. I made this onion jam back in, well, April 22. So, and honestly, I forgot that I made it. So I'm going to try this instead of putting onions in it. I want to, because that is real onion. And if anybody's interested on how I make the onion jam, just leave me a comment below and we'll try to make it. Yeah, it smells okay. We'll try to make it sometime. It's kind of sweet tasting. Sweet, smoky. Not bad. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of that. If you don't have onion jam, just cut up an onion. Just one medium-sized onion will go in here. Now, I also use oatmeal. If I feel like it's not enough of the bread, I will throw some oatmeal in here. Homemade meatloaf is one of those things that you just have to start making and kind of get used to it, because it's got a certain look to it, a certain feel to it, and that's all I know to really say. It's just, it's country cooking. It's and sometimes I've even been known to throw some cheese in here, like shredded cheese. But the thing is, it's a balance. You don't want it too wet, but yet again, you don't want it too runny either. And it almost looks like I still need more tomato sauce. Just didn't look saucy enough, but then that's going to make it a little wetter, so I'll add some more. I'll add some oatmeal. Okay. That looks about pretty good to me. And if I wanted to, I could roll it up and make a meatball. So I think that's pretty good. Now, my family, my husband likes it, but my girls aren't a real big fan of meatloaf, so I'm just making this kind of a thinner meatloaf. And then obviously the thinner it is, the less amount of time it's going to have to bake. I've got my oven set to 425, and I will probably bake this anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll just kind of gauge it from the sides to see how brown it is. But you can see right there, I've got it about halfway full. And honestly, what I'm going to do with the rest of this, I've got enough to probably make one more this size that's just half full. I'm going to pat it out, and I'm going to wrap it up in some saran wrap and then aluminum foil. Put it in a freezer bag, and I'll have a meatloaf for the next time I want meatloaf. I just will put it out like the night before, the morning of, and let it unthaw. Put it in my pan and then bake it like normal. Okay, so the next step for this meatloaf, let me wash my hands first. All right, the next step, I'm just going to take, now everybody's different, but if I've got tomato sauce like I do right now, I'm just going to spread that on top, and then that will bake up a really nice tomatoey glaze on top of the meatloaf. Some people use ketchup, and they'll put ketchup on there to make their, before they stick it in the oven, and that kind of gets a glaze with the ketchup. I've never done that, but I do eat ketchup with my meatloaf. So once this is cooked and I cut it, then I'm actually going to grab the ketchup and spread over it. So it's kind of weird, but if you don't have tomato sauce, you can put some ketchup on it and smooth it over it before you pop it in the oven. All right, so now I'm going to pop it in the oven. Again, it's at 425, and I'm going to bake this roughly 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to pat out this other. Now, if you have like one of those disposable, and I've done this before too, if you've got a disposable aluminum pan, you can do that too. You can take your meatloaf and put it in that, and before you freeze it. And I don't think I've got any right now, so I'll make do with this. I try to get it about the same shape and about the same size if possible. This probably wasn't quite half. This feels like it's thinner and looks like it's thinner than that I just put in the oven, but it will still be okay. Okay, that's more round than square, but I'm gonna try to put a little bit of this, let it freeze with it. Wrap it pretty good because I don't want it to get freezer burnt. I kind of wrap the ends of it like a present, and then just roll it. Corners like if I was going to do a present, and then I just roll it up. Then I'm going to put that in a freezer bag. Well, I don't know where my Sharpie went, so I'll just use my Cricut pen. Alright, I'm going to stick that in the freezer and get everything cleaned up. I will be back when the meatloaf is done. Okay, while I'm waiting on the meatloaf, it's about halfway done, I believe. I'm going to make, or going to start my mashed potatoes. And you want the best homemade mashed potatoes, use a yellow Yukon Gold potato. They make the best mashed potatoes. And the skin is so thin that you really don't have to peel it. Now, if you choose to peel the skin, sorry about that. You choose to peel the skin, it's totally up to you. But all I'm going to do is take my vegetable scrubber, and I'm just going to rinse them under the sink, scrub really good, put them in my pot, and then boil until they get soft. And then after that, then I will take my mixer, beat them up real good, add my butter and milk. Sorry, my phone ran out of storage. I had to go delete some stuff, but let me show you. They're in there. All I did was take my little scrubby brush, and just under running water, I just scrubbed them real good, rinsed them off real good, put them in my pan, and then I'm just going to boil them, like I said, until they get soft. And what I was saying is one really good way, delicious way to eat, but I don't always fix it that way because I have picky people in my family. But I like to smash them up, add my butter, add some salt and pepper, and then add, depending on the size, anywhere from a teaspoon to, you know, could be a tablespoon depending on how big it is. But add your garlic powder. Then I like to add sour cream to it. And also, if I've got chives or parsley, you know, dried parsley or chives, add that in there. Mix that up real good, and then if I need more milk or more butter, then, you know, add that. And they make the most delicious mashed potatoes. But with these, I probably will just mash them up. Salt, pepper, butter, milk. And you can also use cream too. Cream makes good mashed potatoes. So, all right, let's let these suckers boil. They always say watched pot never boils, so let's leave it alone. Okay, you see that caramelization along the edge, how it's brown? That's done. I do not know what I was thinking about those potatoes. I should have cut them up before I put them in the water boiling. So I went ahead and pulled them out with my, sorry that's steaming you up. I went ahead and pulled them out with a pair of tongs and then took a knife and cut them up and put them back in there. That way they'll get done quicker. I've drained the water. I'm gonna beat them up for just a minute. I just added my butter. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of milk. I just add a little bit at a time, probably a tablespoon at a time. Well, that's probably more like a tablespoon and a half, but. Okay, I always do a taste test. Definitely need salt and pepper. That's pretty good. I might add just a little bit more milk and then I think they're good. I'm just going to warm this back up. Usually when you add your butter and your milk and air into your mashed potatoes, they're going to kind of get quite a bit cool. So you want to warm them back up. So that's what I'm going to do right now. There it is. And like I said, I will put ketchup over top of that. But it is thin because I purposely done it that way because I'm trying not to waste. I know I'll be lucky to get my girls to eat this. That's all for the video. Sorry I didn't do a face video. It's been more of just a hands video today. That's it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Share the video if you could. And I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.